we can wake up within our own being. It knows itself. Everything is available within each cell within our bodies. There's nothing that is separate or not enough or less than, some poor sinner waiting for some Godhead to hit us over the head. And it can only be discovered by bringing our attention within and discovering it for ourselves. So, with all the wonderful guided meditations and all the wonderful things that are kind of pouring into the planet at this time, I find very, very rarely that it is the awakening that is within you, within your cells, your bone, your blood, your nervous system, your inner being, that arises and wakes up out of the dream of separation and wakes up into what is pouring into the planet. Do you hear what I'm trying to say? Right? It's rising up and welcoming and recognizing itself. It's not some separate me that's trying to get something or, hold something or grab something or become something. That's one of the great lies. That's one of the great lies. I think until this time, we have always looked, whether we admitted it or not, that there was something outside of ourselves that would bring us to this place of interconnectedness, ease. The fabric is the same. You begin to see your community of humans and the species and the animals and the mountains and the ground and everything as the same. We're the same. We're just simply singing our own uniqueness. We're the same. We have the same silent root. We have the same arising of the substance and the intelligence and the beauty. And you begin to move in this place of ease and this place of recognition, in this place of remembering the sameness, the equalness. And we no longer, even though guides are very important, they're very helpful. Frankly, I've never seen anyone come awake all the way through and embody and live it without a guide. There may be an example of that. I have never seen it. I'm sure there's an example of that. So it isn't that you throw out the constant guidance and the offering, whether it comes into a human body or whether it's a being that comes into your recognition, your consciousness, whether it's a song that comes from the mountains, whether it doesn't matter. All of that inner and that outer, and it all dissolves at a certain point. Everything offers itself to this recognition in whatever form that it comes. And it can come in a very difficult illness. It can come in the form of someone being angry at you and yelling in your ear. It can be in the form of, a great visitation, some angelic being. It all becomes the same offering. It all becomes the same. Support and love and assistance. To know yourself as this. To recognize yourself as this. And so this great acceleration, I don't know, have no idea where it came from, why it's happening, nothing. I could care less about any of that. All of those questions are gone. They don't exist anymore. There's just a recognition of what it is that's arising on the planet right now, and the desire, the movement, the devotion to participate in it. And you participate in it by waking up within yourself what you are. It's not for some and not for others. It may come through a particular tradition, it may come through a particular languaging, it may come through different sutras, different movements, God knows how many ways. You know, Anandamoya Ma says 7 million people or 7 billion people, 7 billion ways, and yet everyone discovers the same thing in the end. Who cares what the tradition is? And I don't mean that in a negative way. Great, perfect. Let it sing through you, let it speak through you until it no longer works or fits, and then let it go. Something else will come forth. It's the way it is. So I think this time on the planet, you know, the solstice and the full moon and the trine and the, you know, whatever's happening, and this brilliance, this golden brilliance that's flooding the planet, flooding our bodies, flooding our awareness. Say yes. Right? What do you need? What kind of invitation is required? It does ask that you set aside your beliefs and your conditionings and your ideas and your fears and your rejections and your intellectualization and your concepts. It does require that. There is no doubt about that. It all is laid down into this fire, into this chalice. And it's all dissolved here. It's not who we are. It has nothing actually to do with who we are. It was just like a mask or a dance or a, you know, something that we wanted to explore ourselves as and in. Okay, this time I'll be whatever. I'll be the prostitute. You know, you be the priest, and let's see what happens, right? It isn't that you're bad because you're the prostitute and I'm good because I'm the priest. It's just, do you hear what I'm trying to say?